The following interview was obtained from Fort Collins Police Services. The video malfunctions, but the audio appears to be intact. This video has been edited from 4 hours down to 35 minutes.
We want to talk to you about this case and hear what you have to say.
The only thing I got to say is yesterday I wasn't even over there. I went up to a Horsetooth Mountain. I got a lot of friends that I could call.
And how long do you think you were up at Horsetooth?
Pretty much all night. I got pretty drunk. I don't know how, but I got too much alcohol in my blood.
What do you think happened?
I seriously have no clue.
I mean, you guys are not that far away, obviously, right, from your sides, from the location.
Yeah, I mean, I have no clue. I heard it kind of sounded like somebody was shooting something for a second before I walked away. But then I heard like somebody shooting like a little 22 or something yesterday.
What time was this?
Before I left, like about 8 o'clock or something like that. And then I heard the cops come in. I just heard a whole pile of cops when I was walking away. I heard a whole pile of cops and I turned around and just like, oh shit, the building's on fucking fire. And I saw it this morning, like the whole other side was all burned down where people live.
So, when did you see the place burned down like that?
I think it's like, what time was it? I'm sorry, I can't really remember. I kind of seen the fire start off a little bit before I took off, but after that I heard the cops. So I think it was like, it might have been 9 or something like that. I mean, I was drunk as shit.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie.
Just to be specific, how did you exactly hear about the fire?
Well, I seen a little bit of the fire, and then after that, pretty much today.
Where did you see the fire from?
Oh, it was a pretty big fire. Like, I saw it down from the river. And it was right under the bridge, right next to the river.
Okay.
I just woke up this morning.
You were laying down there and you could see the fire from there?
Yeah, it was a pretty big fire.
Did you get up and walk over there or walk over to Occupy? Or?
I was too drunk to even walk anymore.
So we're talking to some people today, and they said that this person that looks like you started telling them about how him and another buddy tossing bottles in there. The place caught on fire.
I'm on 18 months probation. I don't want any more trouble than what I got.
Why do you think somebody would say that?
I have no clue.
The big issue is when the fire happened, you were in town, from what you told us.
Yeah, but I wouldn't toss a Molotov or anything into anybody's, stuff.
What makes you think it was a Molotov?
Some bottles, sounds like a Molotov.
What makes you say that, though?
I mean, yes, I've been in riots before, but like the one in Oakland. Yes, I tossed Molotovs down there. Because you guys heard when the guy got shot at the bar station?
Right.
Yeah, I was in a riot, so.
So you're saying you tossed Molotov cocktails before?
Yeah.
Back in Oakland?
You're back in Oakland.
The big issue is we've had multiple people describing you talking about it. They also talk about another guy being there.
Well, I wasn't around yesterday, so and I was too drunk to even do anything.
Why do you think these people would describe you, though? That's the part that we're having the biggest problem with. You know what I'm saying?
It's probably because, I'm pretty much there all night, every night over at Occupy. It's a peaceful protest. We're not doing anything to harm anybody,
Well, and that's the thing, man. We're not there. We're not talking to you right now because of Occupy.
Yeah.
But on top of that, we still have a job to do. Okay. And we have 2 buildings that were burned, and we have multiple people that we talked to that have described you.
Back at me.
And then they tell us that there was another guy there.
I'm just kind of curious to you, why is everybody mentioning your name when it comes to this fire? Now,
I don't know.
Just listen to me. You describe you told us that you made Molotov cocktails before, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Before.
Right. Your Molotov cocktails came into the conversation, you brought it up. You never said anything about it. You brought it up, right? And truthfully, and that's what we want. We're actually looking for the truth here.
Yeah.
But your story, want to believe you.
Yeah.
Right, so we appreciate you bringing that information out and tell us about that.
Well,
I mean,
I didn't even have any money yesterday besides for the booze.
Okay.
Like, I didn't have money for gas or anything. I don't own a car.
Right.
Like, why the hell would I spend money on gas when I could spend it on a beer?
Right.
Because, like, yes, I'm not gonna lie, I was talking about doing it, but I did not actually do it. And I was too drunk yesterday to even do anything.
What were you talking about?
Yeah, me and a friend of mine were talking about, me and a couple friends of ours were just talking about how they're making new buildings, for corporations and stuff like that, and like they need to fix up, housing for people.
Right. So you were in town, you were around when it happened, you were available, you were in a position very close to where it happened. You could have been the person involved with this, okay? So I'm not discounting anything that you've told us so far as to where you were yesterday during the day, okay? I believe all that. The issue is that when this fire happened is not a time that you were with Katie or Carissa based off your story, okay? And it is not a time that you would have been at Occupy based off your story. Then at the time that this fire happened, you were either alone or with somebody else, but you were not at Occupy and you were not with these two girls, okay? And somewhere in there, we've had people tell us that while this building is burning, that they talked to you specifically and that you made a comment to them about being involved with burning this building with another person.
I was passed out yesterday. Like I said already, I got too much alcohol in my blood. I got blacked out yesterday and passed out. When I black out, I pass out, so I don't be a rowdy, stupid drunk.
Was this an accident?
What?
This fire?
I have no clue. I mean, seriously, if it was me, I'd tell you straight up, yes, I did it. But I did not do it.
Let me ask you this. When's the last time you made a Molotov cocktail?
Oakland. That was, how long ago was that, right? Probably about a year and a half ago.
Let me ask you this. When's the last time you handled any gasoline?
A long time.
When you were in your rides back in Oakland, how did you make your Molotovs?
Just a 40 and gas in a rag.
Okay, so you use gas.
Well, actually, that time I used diesel.
So let's say this. We check your bag, check your clothing on you.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to find any gasoline, any residue lying in it.
You might find some oil and some money, because I did her oil change the other day. So, oil and honey, that's about it.
So not to be any gasoline, any residue, nothing.
Nothing. And I'm telling you the truth, God's honest truth. So.
If you need more water, just let us know. Go out there, get some. But the dog's gonna come through, it's gonna just kind of sniff what was in your bag. Okay. Is that dog gonna hit on any part of your bag? Any specific odors?
No.
Gasoline, kerosene,
No.
diesel,
No.
sterno,
No.
anything like that?
No.
There's nothing that you handled recently that would somehow have been transferred to those clothes that dog would hit on?
No.
Is there any chance that dog is going to smell anything that is going to indicate that you were somehow related to this fire and you're not being honest with us?
Not at all.
Nothing like that?
No.
Okay. We have more than one person, okay? As a matter of fact, when we just went out and asked those guys out there to get you sandwich, okay, they told us that there's people out talking to another group of people that have identified you by name. They're calling you Clutter. They're saying, yeah, his name is Clutter.
Why are you saying that?
has come up to them, you have gone up to them, and specifically told them about making Molotov cocktails and burning this building down. I've already asked you whether or not you joked with somebody about this, and you said no.
I might have this morning.
But you already said no, so why are you trying to change your story, man?
I might have this morning, but...
What might have you done this morning?
Might have joked with somebody.
How? Tell me how you would have joked with somebody this morning. Tell me exactly what you would have said that would have been a joke.
Probably saying that I'm the one that Molotov cocktailed it, but...
Why would you have done that?
Glass. Huh?
Why would you have done that?
Because I woke up kind of drunk this morning before I went to court.
So you think this morning that you probably would have told somebody that you Molotov cocktailed that place?
Yeah, but
why would you say that you Molotov cocktailed it? Why would you say I lit it on fire or just I set a fire in there? Why would you say that you Molotov cocktailed it?
Just to be an idiot about things.
Do you remember earlier when I asked you if you had made a joke about it and you said no?
I might have this morning.
But do you remember earlier when you said no?
Yeah.
So why are you now telling me that you might have?
Because
we have another person that's saying that you were involved?
Hey, I might have said something like that, but definitely I did not Molotov that building or did not.
There were at least two people involved with this thing last night, in my opinion. Okay, that's what I think happened. I think two people were involved. One of those people I think was you.
But yesterday I was drunk and...
It doesn't matter if you were drunk. I understand that you were drunk, you were drinking, okay?
Yeah.
That's when people make mistakes, is when they're drunk.
I don't know if you've seen how drunk I was yesterday. Carissa could tell you that I was trash. And Ben could tell you that I was slurring my words.
So, unfortunately, Carissa can't attribute to where you were.
You guys have a trash can?
You can get one.
Yeah. But...
You want some more water too while you're out there, man?
Yeah.
Alright, you're gonna have to get that. Oh, this one. Hold it for a sec, man. Get out this.
God, I need a beer.
So to and from, I know you were talking about lighting the fire.
Huh?
And to court and from court, I know you were talking about that.
Well,
I know that.
I was telling him I might have joked around, and Ben's gonna tell you the same thing, but I didn't do it because he saw me yesterday and I was drunk as shit.
Can I ask you a question, man?
Yeah.
Why would you joke about that?
Hmm?
Well, how many people in the world do you think would joke about lighting a place like that on fire?
Quite a bit.
You think so?
Yeah.
Really? Why would you joke about that?
I woke up this morning, I was still drunk.
Okay.
About 8 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
And yeah, I was messing around with Ben this morning, and I might have told him, I might have told Rich, but I can't remember exactly who. And Ben turned around and looked at me, he's like, dude, you were fucking drunk yesterday, you were slurring your fucking words.
What'd you tell him?
I probably told him about Molotov in that place. He's like, no, it wasn't you. I was there yesterday and you were slurring your words.
Okay.
And I was drunk as shit. I was shit tanked.
You believe in coincidence?
Huh?
You believe in a lot of coincidence?
Mm-hmm.
How many coincidences does it take before someone goes, ooh, yeah, that's not coincidence?
I don't know. I wouldn't do it in a city that, people would know me at,
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I told him that I have been in riots and I have done Molotovs, but that's like a little over a year ago,
Just a year ago?
A little over a year when the riots in Oakland, California happened. Yes, I did some Molotovs then, but I haven't done any for a while.
I know you were there. That's what I'm talking about as far as being honest.
Yeah, I was on the railroad bridge. I was passed out because I had to go to court this morning at 10.
Mm-hmm.
So I was trying to stay out all night, and especially D-team.
Okay, so if I can show that what you're just telling me is not truthful, now I don't mean a straight up lie, but not truthful, where does that put you? What does that make you look like?
It makes me look like a piece of shit.
Makes you look like maybe guilty.
Yeah.
my thoughts right now, based on what I've seen today, is you know more than you're telling us. You're hesitant. Just hear me out. You're hesitant to tell us because of the spot you're in, which I understand. But I don't want you to make the mistake of making yourself be a liar. You know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
Okay, if you come out right away and passed out under a bridge, and we're already passing this point, that's not true. Put yourself in a spot because of what you told us. The reason that you told us that stuff is because you don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah.
And you're trying to distance yourself away from it by saying, I was passed out drunk, I wasn't even there. Well, we're already past that. And now, because of the things that we know and that you said, you have to be able to step through that lie.
Like, seriously, if I was going to do it, I would have gone that town a long time ago.
That's if you're sober and thinking right and had this whole thing planned out. Okay, to me, that's a person who needs to go away.
Yeah.
What type of beer were you drinking last night?
Huh?
What type of beer were you drinking last night?
Cobra.
Suppose we found some beer bottles, cans, on the scene, right? Obviously they have your DNA on it, right? If they're on the scene.
If it had my DNA on it, yep.
So what would you say about that? If we found that scene on fire? That kind of puts you there.
Yeah, it puts me right in a bad spot, but like I said, I don't up to it.
What happens when they do their scene investigation if they find evidence that fire was caused from a Molotov cocktail? What would that mean then for us to come back and say, hey, guess what? You said you had nothing to do with it. You said that you told these people that you set it on fire with a Molotov cocktail.
Yeah.
And there's evidence that this fire was started with a Molotov cocktail. Where does that put you?
Put me in a fucking
It puts you
spot.
back right here talking to us again.
I mean, why would I put myself in danger when I got 18 months? The only thing is not to get
Nobody knows you.
3 years, parole, 5 years.
What are you on parole for?
No, I'm on probation for assault.
Where?
Boulder.
Boulder? Felony? Probation?
Yeah.
Parole?
Felony probation.
Okay.
And if I fuck that up, 3 years in prison and 2 years on parole.
Well, that would certainly be a reason to be hesitant about
Yeah.
going forward, right?
Yeah, well, it's not that. I mean, I've been doing everything I got to do. That's why I went to court in the morning and all that. So, I mean, I got no reason to lie to you guys.
Yeah, you do.
whatsoever.
You just told me a good reason. You know about arson dog?
Yeah, she talked to me about it.
Okay, what's your understanding?
I ain't got no gas on me.
Okay, that's one way to answer it.
Well, I'm just gonna take stuff out of your pockets just so that when we do get you those clothes or whatever, we won't have to do that on that subject, okay? Probably can't let you have your pipe back. Okay, man. Thank you very much. I know this. Once the witnesses see the photo lineup and the people who were there, they'll know who exactly was, and they need ID.
They're probably gonna say that I was there, but I wasn't even there.
So what do you think they'd say you were there?
I was just messing around with somebody today, and I said that I threw a Molotov in there, but I really didn't. I was too drunk yesterday to even do anything.
No, the bad thing is the witnesses we're going to show are the witnesses who actually saw
Yeah.
the two guys who did it.
Yeah.
And if one of them is going to say you did it, it's going to sort of put you in a bad spot then.
Yeah.
When we have an admission by you saying you did it, we have a witness putting you at the scene, you have the means, motive, and opportunity. I don't think you did anything here to hurt anybody. Our opportunity to help you and work with you here is going to disappear once the DA gets involved. You know, because
I mean, but I'm gonna fight it off and I'm gonna beat it because seriously,
Okay.
I got a lot of witnesses.
Well, the last thing I want you to do
them.
is confess something you didn't do.
Basically how this dog works, he's a passive alert dog,
Okay.
which means he's not going to scratch you, he's not going to bite you or anything like that.
Well,
he's
if
going to
you
sit
guys-
like bark.
Wait, is you gonna do something about, because before you guys went there, I was messing with the propane, trying to heat it up. The heater that we have.
Well, let's talk about that. That's important.
Yeah.
When we asked you
Yeah.
what the dog would hit on, that's
Yeah,
really
probably
important.
propane, because I was turning on the heater, so.
What heater or where?
Oh, right, I'll be fine.
Okay, let's have you line up on the wall, and maybe that
Yeah, I didn't have this shit with me yesterday, so.
Okay. All right. You're gonna just keep holding on to that then.
Okay.
That'll work.
Can't put my stuff in the car.
Mike, you good if you keep some of the stuff? I'd like to keep the glove and the bandana.
I mean, I'm trying to help you guys in every way, you know.
No, you are. Are we being fair back? I mean,
Yeah.
I bought you a whole new outfit. Got you extra socks, extra underwear. I got you a jacket.
Yeah, that'll work.
Is that fair?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you understand why this stuff is important?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Can I talk to you about why the dog hit on your shoe? So, do you prefer Clutter or what's your first name?
Jerry.
Jerry?
Gerardo, Jerry.
Okay. So what's the preferred I call you?
Clutter.
Clutter?
Yeah.
Okay. My concern is how many people you admitted it to and at what places and times. It wasn't just like a joke.
Yeah, it was a joke this morning when I said.
Right, but you joked way more than one time in more than one place.
Well, I told one person, you know, I was joking with one person, and it's word of mouth. So, I mean...
These people heard it directly from you, different people at different times at different places. When you heard those pops, what did it sound like?
Kind of sounded like a 22, like somebody had a 22 or something.
How far apart were the sounds?
I can vaguely remember that. Just like one after another, kind of.
Kind of like pop, pop?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I was drunk as shit.
So I'm a little confused. So,
Yeah.
But you remember hearing like pop in a
Yeah,
couple
I heard.
seconds and then pop?
Yeah, it kind of sounded like a 22, like somebody had a 22.
Okay. It just sounded like a 22.
Yeah, it sounded like a 22, but I didn't know where it was coming from, and then I looked up and I saw the building on fire, and I laid under my sleeping bag right underneath the bridge.
Where? Doesn't make any sense. That's part of the problem.
Yeah, I was under the bridge. You know the bridge right there that they have? The tracks go over it. There's like a little bridge.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I was at.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can't see the building from underneath there.
No, where I was
It
at.
goes way down.
Yeah,
so
where I
if
was
you're
at.
sleeping under those railroad tracks, you cannot see and probably not hear what you're describing. It's too far away.
Something else. No, I saw the building. I saw like flames coming out of the building. Like, it was a big fire.
It was a big fire.
Yeah, I saw that, you know.
But that wasn't
and then
around the
I
time
stayed
of
down.
the pops. Right? Give me a second, okay?
Okay.
Let's talk about this. We gotta work this out because if you didn't do this,
Yeah.
we gotta work it out.
Yeah.
If you did do it, we gotta get to a point where we can figure out the best way to come forward with this. Okay? So if you're down by the railroad tracks,
Yeah.
you can't see what you're describing that you saw. Those pops, and this much I know this to be true,
Yeah.
that those pops were at the beginning of the fire.
Were they?
Yeah, they were.
Okay.
Look at me for a second.
Yeah.
I'm telling you the truth. Those two pops were at the beginning of the fire.
Okay.
I think you know that. And where you're telling me that you were sleeping, you could not see the fire like you're describing it. Do you see that as a huge problem for
Yeah.
what you're telling me?
Yeah.
Clutter, how are we going to work through this?
I mean, you can kind of see the flames from where I was at.
How long after those pops? A long time. That's not what you're
Yeah.
saying. That's not what you told me. And more than once. It's not like you made an accident and said it and misspoke. And what you're telling me is not truthful. You were right in that area when that started.
Yeah, but
I know
I
that.
didn't see anybody out there. Like,
Clutter, I
Yeah.
know that's true.
I didn't see anybody out there when I was at.
Okay.
It was just me and.
Where around that building were you?
Huh?
Where were you by the building? What side of the building?
By that building?
Were you by the railroad tracks?
No.
On that side of the building?
No, I was over at the Occupy for a little bit before I took off.
Okay. So the Occupy is east of that building.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's a block away, and you can't see it
No,
from where you're at.
From the Occupy,
right.
before I left,
Mm-hmm.
like, there was people taking video cameras and stuff like, they got the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. At Occupy.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about Occupy. I'm talking about when you heard the pops, you were at that building. Where around that building were you?
I was over at the Occupy before I went to sleep.
You're totally mixing up what you said before. When you heard the pops, where were you standing?
Right by the RV, right where the co-op is at.
Where the what?
The bike co-op.
Okay, so you were standing kind of in the alley near the bike co-op when you heard those pops.
Yeah.
Okay. What did you see?
I just saw fire.
How big a fire?
It wasn't that big at first, but then I saw it when the paramedics and all them came, and it was pretty big.
Why didn't you tell us this?
Huh?
Why did you not tell us this?
I've been trying to tell you guys that. I mean, I'm not the one that did it.
No. What you didn't tell us is what you just told me.
Okay.
Okay? You told me that you were drunk, passed out under the railroad tracks.
Yeah.
And I know that's not true. I know it's not true because you can't see what you described, you can't hear what you described. But what you just told me is a quarter mile from the railroad tracks where you said you were at.
Yeah.
So now you're by the bike co-op when you hear those two pops.
Yeah.
And you see the flames. I asked you how big. You said it's small at first and it got real big real fast.
Yeah.
Is that a fair assessment of what you just said?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
I was standing between two buildings, and then right after that, I'm gone. I'm going to sleep.
why? Why?
I'm drunk.
So there's a building on fire in front of you. You've done nothing wrong. And you could give two shits about it. You're going to go to sleep.
Well, the fire trucks and all that were on the way.
I'm not asking why you weren't a hero and go put it out.
Yeah.
I mean, we agree now. He wasn't being truthful when he said that he was under the railroad tracks sleeping.
I went down the tracks and slept after a while. Yeah.
Okay.
Cause
We're not on the same time wavelength here. When you heard the pops, I asked you where you were standing, and you said you're by the bike co-op.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big change from sleeping under the railroad tracks. Okay, that flame was over 6 stories high. Maybe 8 stories high. It was about double the height of that building. That's huge.
Yeah, it is.
You could see the flames from a long ways away, but if you're down under the railroad tracks, all you're going to see is that glow.
Yeah, I saw some glow.
Yeah.
When I was there.
Okay. Let's go back to when you were up closer to that building.
Yeah, I didn't see anybody running from there. I just saw some homeless guy. He was sitting next to the building. That's all I saw was.
What did that homeless guy look like?
I couldn't really see. I got bad eyesight. I can't really see more than 5 feet away from me, especially in the dark. I can't really see that far. I can't read, more than 5 feet away.
Tell me if this makes any sense to you. You've lied to me. Is that true?
No.
Did you tell me that you were sleeping under the railroad tracks?
Yeah, and I was. After that happened, I went down the railroad tracks and
All right.
sleep.
So how about this? You've been misleading me.
How?
You have been deceptive to me. Because you made me try to believe that you were nowhere near that fire and you were sleeping the whole time and you woke up to the sound of the pops while you were under there. That's not true.
Yes, it is.
You were at the bike co-op when you heard...
When I heard the pops then, and I heard the pops after that too. And I heard all the paramedics and all the firefighters, going over there. There was a lot of them.
Which means that you stuck around long enough to see them come, because you just told me that you saw them come.
Yeah, I just saw them when they turned that corner,
Mm-hmm.
and went over there and started putting the fire out.
Let's talk about right before that. Let's talk about before that happened.
Before that,
Yeah, before that. When you were there and the fire was going.
I can't see
This-
much
this
back
is
here,
the-
but
this is
I
the-
was behind the gate, you know where the bike co-op is at, right behind it, they have that gate.
You know the answer to this.
No, I do not.
And I want you to tell me what that answer is. I want you to be truthful with me.
I'm being truthful with you. I have no clue who did it. I'm sorry. I'm telling you the truth right now. If I knew who it was, then I would tell you.
Why should I believe that? You haven't told me the truth yet.
I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
You keep saying that, but then we keep working through it. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
You see the dilemma?
Mm-hmm.
How, sit here for a second. Okay, now, I'm sitting over here,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm telling you anything, and then 5 seconds later I tell you something different. And then I say, no, the first thing was right. And then I say, well, no, actually the second thing was right. I'm telling you the truth. Would you believe me?
Well,
Sitting in that chair, do you believe me?
yeah, I would believe you, yeah.
That the second thing's true? Why not the first?
I mean, if you told me the story, yeah. Like, I'd, play it off like you would, and see if I could cut you in a lie.
I did. I caught you in a lie. More than one. There's 30 people that don't have a home tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Is it fair that we're spending this time in this room to try to come to what truly happened?
Yeah.
Okay?
But if I could come back tomorrow, because I gotta go talk to her, see what she's up to. If I come back tomorrow, I'm gonna call the lawyer, and I'll come back tomorrow.
You're gonna do what?
I'm gonna call the lawyer up, and I'll come back tomorrow.
Okay?
Maybe we could just do that, and they call it quits for the night, because I'm tired.
I'll respect that.
And I'll be back tomorrow after community service.
Here's how it works. If you want an attorney, that's fine. We respect that. Okay?
Okay.
If you want to initiate the conversation by coming in, I think it's very important to you to get down to the truth. I can't stress that enough. Okay?
Okay.
Can you get a sandwich in here?
Yeah. Can I use your phone real quick, man?
Yep.
Call her up, tell her, see if she can come pick me up or something. Yeah, I'll come back tomorrow about 5, 6 o'clock. Talk to you guys.
Okay. Give us a call.
Alright.
We'll make the time for you.
Okay.
It's that important to me.
Thank you.
Things that don't get home.
Okay. Well, I'll be down there in a bit. Alright. Yeah.
I'm not taking the whole backpack. We just took items that the dog
Okay.
indicated on.
Alright.
So you have
You got more tabs and stuff?
Yeah.
You grab a camera and take a quick picture of the other.
Yeah, I'll give you guys a call tomorrow. Yeah, I'm coming in.
Yeah, that card I gave you.
Yeah. Why is that guy trying to make me say that I know it, who did it and all that?
Right. Yeah, there you go. I think it's in the gate. It's a valid point there.
I mean,
Right there. It's just.
I really don't have a clue who did it.
Come on out here and watch.
Yeah, I'll-